Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, we completed the 2023 NHL Entry Draft, and you know what? We didn't have a top pick this year. You saw all the players that went, I believe, from pick number 1 to pick 7, there was a franchise player with franchise potential. We didn't have the opportunity to move up and acquire one of those guys. We did have the opportunity to move up around the 11th range. But I decided, you know what? There are some good players down here that we can take a shot at. All the computer-generated guys came after the guys that I had created. So, Darling, you had a Jesper Straka, you had a bunch of guys up there in the top, 16 that were created players. And I think I picked the first player that wasn't generated, or that wasn't created, the first computer-generated player. And let's talk about him for 2 seconds. A left winger, and his name is Luis Langwieder. He plays, I don't know what league that is. Okay, that I want to say that's the DEL. I'm not too sure. I should have paid more attention. He's 6'5". He's a left winger, drafted 20th overall. Remember that. This was not a top 10 pick. We waited for Luis Langwieder. He's 83 overall at the age of 18, and I'm not sure why he's 83 overall. I'm not sure if that's some reason or a reason being due to all the created players that I put in the draft and their high overalls. I don't know if the computer was like, we have to create a player. I'm honestly not too sure, but this is one of the first players I've gotten like this so late in the first round. An absolute diamond in the... it wasn't really rough. We got a fantastic player in the first round. The only thing that would have made it better is if he was a medium elite. But top 6 at 83 overall, we are going to go ahead and offer him the NHL deal. I think he deserves it. He played great in... Okay. That's a national league, right? 27 points in a men's league. That's so impressive. That's very impressive. You rarely see that in this game. So let's talk about the draft some more. We can get into the RFAs and the UFAs, all that. Okay, but let's talk about the draft. First, we selected Luis Langwieder, and I think we can talk about that all day. And it was a fantastic pick, but I feel like I made plenty of other great acquisitions this draft. One of them being Greg Smabby in the 3rd round, 70th overall. We moved up a bit to get him. 51 overall, medium elite. I'm not sure how good he's going to grow. I'm not sure if he'll ever be an NHL player, but having that medium elite potential on the team or on a roster just makes our makeup a whole lot better. Having him a potential trade asset in the future. He's 18. Plenty of time to grow. He's playing in the WHL, if I'm not mistaken. He's got plenty of time to get better. And I wasn't too sure picking him. I think I just picked him because I wanted that player with that name on my team. I wasn't too sure. I think I just did it for the lulz. But I'm so glad it worked out. It was a 3rd round pick. It depends, because after the 1st round and after, I would say, halfway through the 2nd round, you saw the picks just start dropping off. You saw top 6 medium forwards. No, not a top 6 defensemen. You saw top 9 forwards. There was not a lot of great picks after that, but we know we acquired some of the best talent in the draft in goaltending. The first pick we made was, I want to say it was the number 1 rated goalie in the NHL draft, was Tero Mackey. fantastic pick. 17 years of age, plenty of time to grow. He's an underager, which is huge for us. Plenty of medium elite goalies is a good sign. And you see Vasanoyev, you see Ulanov, you see Champion, who we will get to. Oh my God, how long did it take for you to draft all those guys? And I didn't know anything about any of these guys. I knew Mackey was probably going to be solid. I knew Vasanoyev was also going to be pretty solid because those were the top 2 rated goalies in the draft. You never know, but I had a thought that we can use a second round pick on Mackey because you rarely see the number 1 rated goalie in the draft not be a medium elite, because he was projected 50-ish overall. Got or 50 somewhere around there. We got him, which was huge for us. Okay, the next one we picked directly after was Gustavs Vasanoyev. He's an overager. He's 19 years of age. He wasn't drafted last year. But we get a 60 overall 19-year-old. I'm not sure when he's going to turn 20, but that's good just to have that trade value on the team. We also drafted Riddle, which is a fantastic name. Jardo Riddle in the 6th round. Whatever. Goalies were great that draft. I saw a lot of medium starters, a few medium elites. We picked up the majority of them, as you can see. But a lot of really solid goalies that draft. And we didn't waste a few picks. We used a few picks on the goalies, and it looks like it's working out for us. The other goalie that we sent a Hail Mary at, the 18-year-old Eddie Champion. And if that is not the best name, Eddie Champion, 150th overall, the 5th round. 49 overall, plenty to work with. Second highest goalie we draft, or second highest overall goalie that we drafted. That is fantastic. I think that's going to work out in our favor, especially if we need to go out and make a move. And I'm looking at my roster sheet, and we're looking a little empty in a few places. Not because we don't have the talent to fill it up. It's just there's a lot of decisions to make between today's date and the starting of next season. We also have Ulanov here, who we drafted, I believe, last draft, which we got a lot. We have a very solid goaltending prospect pool, which is huge. Now, you know what? Let's talk about Kakinen, because that probably concludes our draft. We traded away a few people to start the draft. UC Saros, we traded him away for a first-round draft pick. I believe we have 4 first-round draft picks next year, if you didn't catch that. I highly recommend you go watch last episode, because a lot of things went down. And before I get to the rest of free agency, I want to thank you guys. We just hit I haven't been able to thank you guys for 260. We're already at 276, if I'm not I can go to my channel let's look. Let's do this thing. Let's see. We're at 278. I just started recording and got 2 more, guys. We're 22 away from 300. I said I wanted 200 before the end of February. We smashed that. It's March 4th, the day I'm recording this. It's March 5th when you're watching this, hopefully. If you're one of the guys that watch every episode the day of, I appreciate you. So thank you guys so much. It means the world to me, especially what, Owen? I don't know. I'm trying to be poetic or something. No, I'm not poetic. I'm just an average dude speaking into a microphone at 11 p.m., which is pretty early for me recording, for being honest. But I just want to thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming back every episode, giving your support. I mean, this series all around is doing a lot better in terms of views. And I don't want to talk about views. It's not about the views, but you guys coming and watching every video, it means the world to me that you guys comment and subscribe and share it with people who you think would enjoy this sort of thing. It's huge to me. It is. And I really, really appreciate it. But I'm sure you're not here for that garbage, to hear me talk about my lovely, lovely subscribers. You are here to talk about the Minnesota Wild, and last episode I recorded was a few days ago. I pre-recorded 2 episodes ahead just so I could have a day off just to do my thing. And the playoffs, round 1, loss to the San Jose Sharks, and then the draft. So a lot of emotions involved with the trades that I made. UC Saros was the biggest deal I had made. He's gone, and I'm looking yet again for the 3rd offseason in a row for a starting goaltender. Now, you see Weeman is an 81 overall. That's solid. 21 years of age. He really reminds me of Kavanaugh from my last franchise mode, drafted in the 2nd round. I really like him. He had a really good season with Iowa last year. He's been really solid in each league he's played in. And I want him in the NHL this year. He's 81 overall, which means that Kakkonen is expendable. It's just the truth. I don't want to just sign him and then trade him away. I think there's going to be a few goalies in free agency that we can definitely look at, and I do want to take a chance, or not a chance, but I want to take a look around the league at what goalies are available, because if you did not know, I had a failed trade with Montreal where I tried to bring over Carey Price. We gave them a lot of value. We wanted them to retain half of his contract, which I thought would have been fair for the value that we were giving them. But no, Montreal had to go and be like, no! Ha! We got players to resign. You had $10 million in cap space, Montreal. Series? Or more than that at the time. But, getting back on track, Kakkonen, I don't necessarily like him. I mean, he had a good season last year. He was one of the biggest reasons we made it in the playoffs. We were iffy all season. UC Saros didn't help, and UC Saros, I have a bone to pick with him. He's obviously going to go to some team and be great with them. But Kakkonen is expendable, and we have a lot of goalies. We have Hunter Jones just sitting there. We have Vasanoyov coming up soon. We got a lot of guys, which means Kakkonen is going to be released. And I hope he goes somewhere and he does well, but that is not with the Wild, because I don't want Weeman just stirring in the AHL for one more year. He needs to jump up into the NHL. Even if he's not the best of goalies right now, he needs to. He needs to be that goalie for us. So continuing on the RFA train, or the UFA train, let's talk about the UFAs. Because I'm not sure there's a lot of RFA. There's 1 or 2. There's not a lot. Let's talk about Jason Zucker. And I'm looking at my lineup. I really, really like Jason Zucker as a player. I do. I mean, he had 15 points in 31 games. I'm not sure how he did in the postseason. He had 3 points in 6 games. He was a solid defensive player for us. He's a good two-way forward. At the beginning of this franchise mode, I wish I kept him along, but IRL, he was traded, and we had to trade him away to Pittsburgh for a first. But when we acquired Langweather in the draft, it now makes Jason Zucker a little bit expendable. And I'm not sure how my lineup shapes out, because my 4th line is kind of in the shambles. I'm not sure what to do with Lucas Raymond, and we're going to talk about that. I will look around the league for a potential trade, just in general, if there's something that we can bring on to Minnesota to change our team, because we haven't done enough to change this team up from the team it was last year to getting knocked out in the first round of San Jose to now, right? We have a long offseason ahead of us, even with the draft over. But how much does Jason Zucker want? $3 million over 2 years. Now, if we give him, or if we do the 8.5 or the 8.85 trick, how much is he going to be asking for over 2 years? 3.050. Nope, I didn't do that right. Apparently, I got sausage fingers and I don't know how to type. Times 0.85. Now, 2 years, 2.6. We can sign him to this contract and see how the rest of our roster shapes up. I like that. I like that idea. I like that. He can play penalty kill situation. He can do all that. I like that contract for 2 years. We're going to be cap crunched soon, and I do want to get all my stars signed. So we got $28 million in cap space. I plan to make a move in free, or make a deal in free agency to bolster this team. I'm hoping there's just an absolute superstar, because the moment we have cap, oh, Nosek wants money. As I was saying, the moment we have cap, there's no superstar free agent out there, but the moment we're cap strapped, there's plenty of free agents out there. Nosek. We can get a similar player to him in free agency to be just a depth guy for us. So I'll release him. It's no biggie. Zykov, we can get him to a deal, hopefully. I'm sure a few of these guys are going to just decline because they're a bunch of tools and they don't want to play with the Iowa Wild. But I understand. They want to go make their money somewhere else. None of them are a superstar talent, but sure, you do your thing. You do your thing. Dubinsky, goodbye. Eddie, goodbye. That's not a great prospect. Anyways, so I will sim a day to get the UFAs out of the way. Jason Zucker signs that contract. That is huge. A few of these guys, I'm sure, are going to be a little iffy. Okay, so the UFAs are actually good to go. Did Langweeder sign the contract? That is huge. I'm going to leave Smabby, just unsigned for maybe 1 or 2 years because he's playing in the WHL. There's no biggie with that anyways. Is he playing in the WHL? I don't want to feel like a stupid idiot. He is. Okay. That looked like a WHL logo, and because what is that? What is that? Okay. We could sign Lejunen. A second round pick. Jesus, that was a iffy pick. Now we can leave him for a year. That doesn't bother me too much. Let's see. So let's go to the RFAs. Let's talk about the RFAs. And the biggest one here is Dewar. Oh, we can get him to a 2-way contract for 3 years. Let's see if he does that contract. We also got Serge Jarvi. Signed him to a contract. Why am I doing an accent? Bitten, sure. Yeah, a few of these guys just make our AHL squad pretty solid. Fedor Gordeev forever. Absolute beauty. Sokolov, sure, might as well. And Kelly, I'll release. Okay, let's simulate a day. Let's see where everything shapes up. That was a scout that signed. Okay, let's see. Oh, everybody's signs are making it easy for me this re-sign phase, which means they're going to make it difficult for me in free agency because I know how this game works. Okay, I think that's good to go. Let's see here. Now that we released Kakinen, who are our AHL goalies, Hunter Jones, and let's offer Vasanoyev the contract. He can play in the AHL this year. Works for me. Everybody else can play whatever league they're playing in right now, so that does not bother me in the slightest. That is good. I like that very much. So let's simulate one more day. Vasanoyev signs the deal. That is good for me. We are set to go for free agency, but I do have to check the coaching staff real quick. I believe it's our AHL goalie coach that retired, so that won't be much of a biggie to get fixed. So assistant coach wants to be the associate. No, thank you. Why? Matej Stefan? Yeah. I'm not sure what is going to be out there in free agency. I'm hoping. Did I just say hoping? I'm sorry. I'm really stuffed up right now. Nothing's working just properly, especially my brain. But it be like that sometimes. Okay? I'm honestly not sure what's going to be out there in free agency. I'm hoping there's a goalie out there so we can get him for free and not trade away our assets. Okay? Stefan accepts because Iowa's the place to be. So we are here in free agency. Is there going to be a franchise-altering player in this free agency class? I'm hoping there's something big. Okay. Oh my God! There's a few guys here. Let's talk about it. And we have money. Ooh. We got a few. Realistically, we have enough money to sign Braden Point and Pasternak. Do you realize that? That is insane. That is insane. That is a huge free agency class. Huberdeau is the prize there, but man, oh man, I do like Pasternak. I love me some pasta. I think I underrated him when I was doing my rosters. I should have given him a better overall. I think in my next rendition of the roster, I'm going to give him a better overall, especially that shooting category, because he's currently the Rocket Richard leader. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, the trophy, if you don't know. Goaltending. This is also huge. Is there a big goalie out there? Ooh, okay. Okay. Mackenzie Blackwood. Okay. What are we looking for? I want to say you are an RFA. You are an RFA. So the biggest guy here is Shesterkin from the New York Rangers. They lost... Did they lose both their goalies? I mean, they lost Lundqvist. They lost Shesterkin. They lost... I want to say they still might have Georgiev, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a few guys here. Honestly, I want to put my money into Shesterkin. This would be a good guy. This would be a good guy to have on the roster. Hopefully... but he wants 7 years. Am I willing to give that up? Am I willing to give it up? 7 years for Shesterkin. Okay, realistically, we gotta... I know the whole Forsberg saga last year. We signed him to a contract. We traded him to Pittsburgh. I thought it was a fair deal. They got a lot of value for the picks, or for the guys that we brought over. But I want to be loyal to the contracts that I give, or at least be scientific about it when we trade them away, right? Scientific, I don't think that was the right word to use, Owen. But 27 years of age, that brings him up to 34. But we have Jaden Weeman in the AHL coming up to the NHL. So realistically, you wouldn't want to... Shesterkin wouldn't want to come over to our team anyways. We got a young team. We got our vets. But Shesterkin, honestly, he wants to lead an NHL team. He wants to be that guy until he's 34. Weeman's going to be the guy in 1, 2, 3 years. Depends on how well he... or how quickly he becomes an NHL starter. The guy that I'm looking at right now is Ben Bishop. Ben Bishop. Guy is an absolute stud. It looks like he simulates pretty well. I think he's an underrated NHL goalie. I mean, I look at Dallas's defense IRL. You got a few guys. You got Klingberg. You have... Oh, I forgot his name. Oh, I feel so bad about that. Oh, Finnish guy. I can see his name. He's got the face. They don't have the best NHL defense in the world. But that just goes to show how good Ben Bishop is. I mean, I know he had a few flat years there when he was traded to LA. Had a rough stint with them. Then he went to Dallas. Had a solid first year, great second year, and he's been solid ever since, and he fell into free agency. Now, if you're Ben Bishop, you're 36. You want a payday. You want a few dollars, right? And I'm willing to give you a few dollars. There's currently no teams interested. 2 years. He would be the perfect starting goalie to mentor Weeman. I think that is a fantastic deal. I think Weeman is American as well. 2 American bros, chilling in a hot tub, 5 feet apart. You know the meme, right? Okay. Ben Bishop, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to offer you, I'll give you $5 million over 2 years. We still have money, $5 million, $10 million over the next 2 years. I like that deal. Is there any players that have fallen through? Not looking like it. Well, let's go to all skaters as well. Okay, not looking. Ooh, Kukanen. Okay. Grunstrom, Fortiev. Huh. Damn. Okay. There's a few guys here. Okay. Now that we got the goaltending situation settled out, I want to go and check a few things out. I want to bring 1 or 2 of those guys over. Hold on. Let me go sign free agents. I want to see how long they want their deals for. Point wants 6 years. Pasternak wants 7. Meyer's still an RFA. Van Riemsdyk, maybe. I'm looking for just a dominant guy to help that second line out. Braden Point, we had him in our last franchise mode. Not for too long, but let's see. Now, Lucas Raymond, I've had a lot of issues with you. 30 points in your rookie season. I wasn't the most positive about that because I've been so lucky with my rookies. 3 straight years with the Calder Trophy, by the way. 28 points. You were supposed to take that jump. You were playing with great guys like Connor McMichael. You were playing with Boldy, and they didn't click. And I'm not sure if that was a reason why they didn't click. Postseason stats, 4 points in 6 games. That's not bad. But I want to see if there is a potential trade out there. Does somebody want Lucas Raymond? Oh my God, 2 first-round picks, Carey Price, and a third. I think we have our goaltending figured out. Montreal. Lidman, Price, Lazarev. I'm not too keen on any of those trades, honestly. So what I'm going to do, we're going to look around the NHL. I'm not sure how long this episode is going to be, but we're just doing this for fun, man. This is a fun free agency. I mean, I wish this was live so I could talk to the viewers, but hey, I'm making decisions on how I think you guys would think, and I'm sorry if they're not the best decisions. Oh, Dumba's down to an 86. Okay. I don't like that. We also do have to find a few guys for our bottom pairing because, I mean, Aho can probably play this year. Sutter has just dropped off, and maybe Detroit will pick him off waivers. Ha ha! Oh, sorry, I'm hilarious because Detroit, picked up Parise last year. Two absolute tools. If they go on to win the cup with Parise, I'll laugh. Torrey Krug. Interesting. Lidman. That'd be a solid player to bring over. They got a lot of defense on the block. I mean, I do like Brent Pesce. Brett. I'm sorry. Right-handed. I'm not sure what kind of defenseman he is. I'm not sure where he would fit. They got Darnell Nurse. Absolute studs, Carolina is, but they want to trade them all away. I don't know what you're thinking about there. Any players? Anybody? Ooh, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 87 overall. No, I'm not really interested in that. Never mind. Tyson Barrie. Philip Deneau, gotta love him. Anze Kopitar, beast. Nope. PK Subban, beauty. I don't care what you say. I love me some PK. I mean, Dougie Hamilton. If that's a contract to love, that is a beautiful contract. And we can talk about moving Matt Dumba. I want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it for a second. Matt Dumba. He's 2 years younger, right? They have really similar contracts. I do really like me some Dougie Hamilton. I'm not even going to lie. Ooh-wee. I mean, that's a bit of a raise off of... But if we want to win right now... I mean, Matt Dumba kind of just dipped off last year. And I'm not sure if that's any particular reason. I mean, Dougie Hamilton hasn't been the best offensive defenseman, but he's also been playing with the Islanders here for 2 years. That hasn't been the best. Calgary, Carolina, bleh. I do like me some Dougie. I think I'll come back to that Islanders because I do like Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Okay. Lundell, no thank you. Slavkovsky, no thank you. Is there any standout players right now? Oh, I have an idea, folks. I have an idea. No, we're in the same comp. Well, could you imagine Quinn Hughes and Erik Karlsson just going off? Could you just imagine? Oh, I love that idea. Maybe it's a pipe dream. I'm not actually too sure about that. Ooh, nah. Well, nah. Okay. Now we have to be smart here. We have to be very, very smart. Okay. Nope. Washington, nope. Damn, I really like Erik Karlsson. Is Erik Karlsson a difference maker? Okay, let's. I know they just beat us. Erik Karlsson was a big part in them beating us. But if we were to bring on Erik Karlsson, I would want them to retain money. Obviously. But let's talk about it. Now, who would they... Do they want Lucas Raymond? Do they want Lucas Raymond? They want Lucas Raymond. I don't know if I'm ready to give up on Lucas Raymond. I'm not. Oh, this sucks because we have Newman coming up and he's going to be great. And we're so stacked at the forward core. Oh, Erik Karlsson would be sick. Erik Karlsson would be sick at half retained for 4 more years. I love that idea. Oh, okay. Okay, we have 4 first-round picks next year. Who's going to be the worst? Who's going to be the best? I'm going to bet on ourselves. I'll give them our first. I'm 100% up for that trade. I'm not sure how fast Erik Karlsson is going to decline. He's 33. But I'm not a fan of Lucas Raymond at this very point in time. He could go over to San Jose and be absolutely fantastic. He could. We could go out and get a guy like Dougie who hasn't actually really dominated the league. Or we could get Erik Karlsson, who I've never actually had in a franchise mode ever. And I've never been able to use him. Could you imagine how effective our defensive offense would be with an Erik Karlsson? Oh, Lucas Raymond. Let's think. At half retained, I would do that trade. Straight up. I would. I think they need young guys. They don't have the best rookie pool. I mean, they got a few guys. They got Lambert. They got D'Agostini. They got a few guys. But we're in the same conference. In different divisions, we would be probably playing Raymond a few times in the near future. They just beat us. Oh, damn, I love you, Erik Karlsson. Damn you, you beautiful bastard. I love you, Erik Karlsson. If they do that trade, I will do it. They don't want to do that trade at half retained. Well, I'm not a huge fan of that then. I'm not a huge fan of that. Did they want to trade it? No, they did. They wanted to trade Burns away. Okay, maybe if we give them Thalberg. Right at that point, is it even worth it? Is it worth it? At that point in time, is it worth it to go out there and give them up so much? Skaters matching the block. I mean, Hoglander's up to an 88, which is sick. We could go out and get Dougie. That's the thing. We could go out and get Dougie. We could be fine with getting Dougie, right? We could definitely roll with Dougie, who is 3 years younger. Probably won't be as dominant as Erik Karlsson. And they're out of conference, which makes it 1,000 times better. And it's a better contract. Let's you know what, San Jose, you're not getting a second piece of us. I will not be trading away Lucas Raymond at this very moment. Dougie Hamilton is the man currently in question. Is Lucas Raymond that guy to go? not so sure about that at this point. Would they do Matthew Dumba? I like that idea. Would they do Matthew Dumba? And let's actually look at this. We got a few goaltenders, and they want all of them. I'm honestly not too sure. Who would be the best goalie there to trade? Not Weeman, Vasanoyov, Ulanov. Who's going to be 60 over? He is basically basically Vasanoyov right now. Mackey. I would do that trade. If they retain. I'm not sure if it's just morale with Dumba, though. You know what? We're going to wait on Dumba. It's 1 year. It is 1 year. Why would I do... I know you guys are like, make the trade! But he had one down year. The 2 previous seasons, he was a Norris contender. I think the best thing to do right now is to acquire these guys via free agency and then go into the starting of the season and then be smart there. Because there are a lot of guys out here that I am definitely interested in acquiring. The big man. Who is it, though? Is it Huberdeau? I'm not so sure if it's Huberdeau. Is it Braden Point? We do have Evgeny Malkin, right? But Braden Point is 27 years of age. Which could fix a lot of things for us, because our centers have been weak, except for Francis and Malkin last year. Because we could go into next season when Malkin is just getting worse, and we could be like, okay, like, what are we supposed to do here with Malkin, right? Or we could have a guy like Braden Point, but $10 million. I would be happier signing David Pastrnak. Same age, 1 less overall. He wants 7 years. Bring him up till he was 34. I'd feel way more comfortable giving it to David Pastrnak because that's exactly what we need. We have a few centermen coming up. There might be centermen next year. I gotta bet on Malkin because Malkin was good and Braden Point wasn't good in my last franchise mode because he's an absolute tool. So I'd be more comfortable with giving Pastrnak 9.9. I don't want to give him 10. How much would he want for 1 year? We gotta honor it. I'll go up to not 10. We're giving a lot of money out, giving a lot of money. How much would he want for 5 years? 5 years. 3 years, I'd go up to 10.5. And then at that point, we can renegotiate. You know what? At 3 years, I'll even go to 11. For 3 years of David Pastrnak, I'll go up to $11 million. It works for both parties. He comes over to Minnesota if he plays well, he plays well, and then we'll give him a raise when we next discuss contracts with him. I think that works for both parties. I think it does. He's young. He'll be good at 30. He'll be probably better than he is now, right? We also have to look at defense. So let's talk about this real quick. Now, we are looking a little weak on our bottom pairing. Now, what is the guy that we're looking for? Who is the guy? Is it a Dumoulin? I want it to be... Oh, Jeff Petry's an 81 overall now? Oh, poor guy. I do like Jeff Petry. I love the Montreal Canadiens, guys. I'm sorry. I love Jeff Petry. Ian Cole, Moore. Oh, poor Bo Meester. Oh, that makes me so sad. Smudgard. It's just a lot of me going, what am I looking for here? what am I looking for here? Exactly. Like, Sutter potentially is going to be worse than an 81 at this point. Or at the starting of the season, right? But are any of these guys a top 6 dude? Oli Mata, maybe? Ghoul? We could put money on him. He is an RFA, though. Wait. Nah, never mind. Okay. Savard. Oh, he's a top 4 guy. Never mind. Dumoulin, Hickey. Is he good on the PK? He might be pretty good on the PK. I want to give it to Hickey. I'll do 1 year at $3 million. 3.5. 3.4. 3.4 for 1 year for Hickey. Just so we can get him on. Okay. So we have Hickey. We have David Pastrnak for 3 years at 11. And we also have Ben Bishop for $5 million for 2 years. Now, I know a lot of you guys are screaming like, go and get Huberdeau. Go and get Point. I would love to, but we have to think critically here. With all the young guys coming up, even Pasternak's going to become replaceable in the near future, right? How good is Pasternak's face-offs? Probably not great. Oh, funny. I'm hilarious. Okay. And he's a righty. He could even go up to the first line move Petrangelov to... Oh, I do like... Okay, you know what? Let's see who comes on to the club. The biggest fish of all is David Pastrnak. But if we can get all 3, that would be lovely. Thomas Hickey signs the deal. Welcome to Minnesota for 1 year, Thomas Hickey. That is 1 of 3. David Pastrnak signs with the Minnesota Wild for 3 years at $11 million. I like you, David. And the other big fish is Ben Bishop to tutor our young American goalie in Jaden Weeman. Ben Bishop signs the deal, 2 years, bring him till he's 38. Thank you, Ben Bishop. Your colors almost look like Minnesota. That's sick. Shattenkirk for a first. Am I a fool? Do I look like a fool? Now, I think that's it. I think that is Brooke. Shea Weber to Detroit. Oh my. Anthony Mantha to Montreal, and he's up to an 85. I mean, I think Detroit might have won that trade. They get a young defenseman at Brooke. Weber's contract, just throw it out the window. Second, depends. It is $10 million off the book, but they get Shea Weber to even out the cap, right? You can say whatever you want there. Did they retain? I'm not so sure. But that's it. The season, or the regular season, is upon us. Next episode. It's going to take me some time to get this roster settled down and looking nice and neat. Maybe we'll be more competitive than next year, but we must make it out of the first round, or I think I got to fire my coach. And we also have to name a captain. Watch out for that in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.